Well, hello there, and thanks for joining me. Are you ready for the most boring co-op championship ever? This week's trial has us race Mazda cars in B-Class for a rally championship, and it's called Midsummer Mazdaness. Will I pick a good car? Will I win all 3 races? Will everybody else quit? Will I get to take home the prize? Unfortunately, you will find out if you keep watching. And if you happen to make it to the end, then please humor me and press all of the right buttons. I am racing the Mazda Savannah RX-7 from 1990, and our first race, well, that'll be taking us to the Moorhead Rally Trail, which is a point-to-point race. And we are having a pretty diverse group of cars. Team drivetar seems to favor the MX-5 from 2016. So maybe I did pick the wrong car. Who knows, who knows. Our team is a little bit more diverse. So let's see what this race will bring, as we first get to enjoy this marvelous dance. And off we go. And as usual, weaving through the pack to get, well, second place. Yes, second place, pretty fast. But then I lose that second place in this 90 degrees corner, and that gives me the opportunity to start chasing the leaders. And some sneaky corner cutting by the AI, but it does not help against my higher top speed, and onwards we go to chase the leader, only to get obliterated by the drivetar behind me, who comes flying on by. My corner speed is not really top notch, or it might be just my driving, who knows. I still need to get used to the car, as I have never driven it except for the short time span it took to wait for the trial to start. And I'm not too good at handling the car through the corners, as you notice. But here on the dirt it seems to go a little bit better. Yes. I'm able to take not only second but also first position. Now all I have to do is hold on to this first position. And I think I'm getting used to the car. Or maybe it just handles better on the dirt. But nothing wrong with my cornering speed over here. This section goes rather smoothly. And also this 90-degree corner onto the tarmac I take nicely. And let's see if this next road section brings us any trouble. And for any of you wondering, I'm playing with a racing wheel. All assists are off except for the racing line that is set to braking only, which you can see of course. And the rewind is on, which is only really helpful in single player. Or does it also block the rewind in multiplayer if it's turned off? That would be bad actually, or at least for me it would be another reason to keep it on. I do have shifting set to manual, not manual with clutch, as I do not want to get my left foot involved just yet. Braking is set to ABS off, steering set to simulation, traction control and stability control are both off. And in the meanwhile I'm trying to get through this mud kicker section, which can cause some trouble with the jumps, but I pass it without too many calamities. And I have quite a lead now, which unfortunately will not help in winning this race, as most others have quit, except 2 who are both in the last positions. So that is quite unfortunate. 1 corner to go and then it's off to the finish line, which I suppose I will cross in first position, and yes I do. And also looking at the results now, we will not win this race. I came in first, but the next 6 players are all team drivetar players. Positions 8 and 9 are for us, and 2 people left the race. A recent update has changed how the points are calculated. Although 2 players left the race, Team drivetar does not get 400 points for every team member, but only 200. This was changed as they used to get the points for quitters as well. The new way seems a bit more fair, as people sticking with the race until the end are not punished any longer for people that actually quit. But still, 1 point for Team drivetar. We need to win the next 2 races if we want to win this championship. And it all depends on the 2 remaining team members. If they keep getting last positions, then it does not matter how well I do. We will never be able to win in those cases. So let's see what this next race brings us. Let's see, where will it take us? It is the Lakehurst Woodland Scramble. And my starting position is dead last. Our 2 remaining team members are still here. So, well, let's find out how this one goes. But first we get to enjoy another fabulous dance. Oh yeah, baby. Off the finish line, well, not yet, but close to. And, well, I pass my colleagues and a lot of drivatars. But similarly to the first race, I do not get a good corner and I lose 1 position again to an opponent. The chase is on. But on this uphill section, I get to pass him again, regaining 2nd place, which awards me the showing off reward. But on this corner I have a bit too much speed and my car is a little bit sideways, and the 2 combined make me hit the wall. I had to reverse out of it, costing me a couple of positions. The pack is close behind, but well, all things considering, it could have been a lot worse. But I'm up in 3rd position again as we go into the tight hairpin. And I out-drag him on the straight, catching up to pole position. And I'm almost able to pass him on this corner, but not quite. But will I be able to out-drag him on the road? Slowly but surely, yes. How will the 90 degrees corner go this time? Well, I am late once again and get passed by the drivetar. And back to the drag race it is, and another time I get to pass him, and this time around I learn my lesson. I brake early to get a decent corner for once, so I get to keep my position for now. And just when I was about to start complaining about the points, as both team members were on last positions again, I notice one of them has dropped off, so now it is just the 2 of us in the race. Forza recalculates, and we're now in the lead, winning by 50 points as I'm in 1st place, which gives us that extra 50 points. I have a nice lead, and we're on that downhill fast section again, which I enjoy. And I do go slowly in this hairpin just to make sure I can keep the lead, as the entire race and even the entire championship now depends on me finishing in 1st position. I meet the apex, well, not perfectly, but still pretty decent, and we're on the road again, heading for that 90 degrees corner. I brake early, and there you could hear my tires locking up and thus sliding, but I release brakes to turn in and I get a good one towards the finish line to start our 3rd and final lap. 90 degrees corner coming up again. Taking it slowly, but that means I can meet the apex. So, well, slower actually means faster in this case. although I'm pretty sure it can be taken even faster if the driver actually knows what he is doing, which basically excludes me as we head towards our final round on the dirt, final section. Well, final dirt section. A couple of corners and then the fast downhill section, which I like a lot, as I said in the previous lap, but I did have some major calamities over here as well in the past. But this part can be so satisfying if you are able to take it very fast, or like in my case, get lucky. Also, the run up towards the 90 degrees corner onto the tarmac can be a very fun little section if done correctly, especially if you get this corner correctly and as a result also get a good run towards the exit, and then it is just one more 90 degrees corner. And also that goes fine this time, and then we have the final flat out section towards the finish line, and it will be another first place for me, and well, most likely another last place for my teammate. But again, thanks to the recalculation from Forza, because one racer quit, we get a victory regardless of what place our teammate finishes. And to give him some credit, he has a B-class car, right, but only with 605 PI, while the next one has 625 and then it jumps to 677. Positions stay as they are, yes. So we still get our win and we do get our point, and it all comes down to the last race. And most likely it will require another first place for me to win that race and thus the championship. So let's find out if I'm able to win that race as well. And the final race takes us to the Cotswolds Road Rally Trail, which is another point-to-point race. And this time a little bit more lucky, although it doesn't matter that much, I think. But I start in pole position out of 2, so that was actually a 50-50 chance. And of course I still have to make it past the entire drivetar team for sure. But it proved to be not too difficult in the previous races, so let's hope I can repeat that feature in this race. And again, my car is a lot faster off the line, and well, even before we hit the first corner, I'm already in pole position with a little bit of a dive, but I am able to make it stick. I did learn a bit from the previous races as well, as I take these next corners quite slow, probably slower than I should, but as I went wide a lot in the previous races, I rather go a little bit slow than bottle it. So this time around I get to keep my position. But we do know that this car favors the dirt, especially in corners, and we still have some road to cover before going off-road. So let's see if I can keep my position when going slow through all of these corners. Again, going very slow over here. Drivetar sneaking up past me just before we hit the dirt. But as we hit the dirt, we are on my terrain and he is no match for me, which I prove by going past him again. I am playing on PC, and this is the first Forza game I played, and it is also the first game that even has some resemblance of a sim influence, as I only used to play arcade racing games before this one. To be completely honest, I did play the demos for Forza Motorsport 6 and Forza Horizon 3, but did not like them as much, as they proved to be far too difficult for me at that time. Which is explained by the fact that I did not have a racing wheel back then. But when Forza Horizon 4 came out, I absolutely wanted to play it, but I knew I would not like it if I played that on keyboard as well. So I decided to buy myself a racing wheel. and I have not regretted that decision, as I'm absolutely loving my time here on Forza Horizon 4. I started playing with most of the assists on, but turned them off rather quickly as I wanted to get better and better. And this is also the first game where I shift manually, which can add a lot of control to the car, especially when braking. A downside of racing with a wheel, in my opinion, is when a car spins out of control, it is almost impossible to correct, at least for me, as turning takes quite a lot of time, more than on keyboard or controller. So when my car spins out, I usually completely spin out. I finished first, and as also the last human racer left, which is funny because he would have won the championship anyway, we get the 2 points, we get to take home this week's prize, which is a very nice, fabulous golden leather jacket. Midsummer Mazdaness completed, and we won. I hope you enjoyed it again, and if you're still here, well, press all the right buttons. See you next week.